Yo, what's up, guys? Why not be reckless? AK Why Not Be Cast. I'm one of the HCS commentators, and we have another HCS Weekly Report where today we're going to be talking about the battle rifle versus a 5-shot precision weapon and what should be the starting weapon in ranked and competitive play. It was tweeted out by Brandon Stones, aka Respectful, a top European professional player, and then it's literally reached the hearts and the Twitters of many, including Tashi of HCS. So it's gonna be really exciting. Let's just hop right into it. Respectful on January 7th, so just 2 days ago, tweets out the BR is a starting weapon for children. Give me a 5-shot precision weapon for some dopamine and skill gap fights, please. Sincerely, all competitive players. This was tweeted out, and it literally, I mean, 439.6 thousand views. I mean, that's a lot of views right there. But it also raises a lot of questions. You know, is the battle rifle too easy of a weapon with it being burst fire versus a 5-shot precision weapon? Now, we saw in Halo 5 just recently the H5 Magnum, which, by the way, I loved. The H5 Magnum, the movement, the skill with it combined with thrust, it had a lot. It had a decent bump with aim assist, but that was necessary because it being a precision-based weapon. On top of the fact the movement being so fast and so fluid, I think you needed that extra aim assist. I think it was a phenomenal weapon in the past, like Halo Reach. We saw the DMR come into play and that be the main starting weapon. And I would say without Bloom, I thought the DMR was phenomenal, and I had a lot of fun with it. So it's really weird because, like, when it comes to the battle rifle, there's a large part of the community that associates that battle rifle with what Halo means to them. When people think of Halo, there's many different things that come to mind. You know, the campaign guys think about the storied franchise, the lore, and everything that goes along with it. You know, us as competitive, we think of HCS, we think of like the pros, you know, the faces of Halo competitive esports like Lucid, Formal, Frosties, and all of the greats that are with us. And for some, it's as simple as when they think of Halo, they think of the battle rifle. That's what Halo means to them. So it was really good that Halo Infinite brought the battle rifle back, but now the question is, should it stay as the starting weapon, or is maybe there's some kind of middle ground that we can come to that might be maybe make both sides happy? Let's talk about it. So Tashi quote tweets this, says, any competitive players disagree? If so, why? Curious to hear all sides of the topic here. So right off the rip, he quotes tweets this, and the likes of Gunplexion and Spartan, for example, I think brought up a great example. I don't think for viewership purposes it should be a Magnum. People watching it confused. Why are we using a pistol as a main and think it looks dumb? And that's actually a really good point. A lot of people hated the H5 Magnum just because aesthetically it was the most powerful, or I guess I'll say the most versatile weapon in the sandbox. It was the starting weapon, and it was better than a battle rifle. It was, you know, better than the DMR, better than a carbine. So it definitely confused people from a viewership wise, and just kind of turned people off. Like, people wanted to see a rifle. So maybe the goal there should be, instead of having the H5 Magnum, have the H5 Magnum metrics, you know, mechanics, but have it just look like a DMR. Maybe that's the answer. I'm not sure. Frost even comes in. Personally, I'd rather have a 5-shot precision weapon, but in the current state of the game, the biggest issue is the sandbox. So changing the starting weapon wouldn't be that crazy. The gameplay and the maps are so heavily influenced by the current sandbox, and that's been a discussion for quite some time from the casual community, from silvers to platinums to gold to onyx to the competitive to the pros. The sandbox has been. People are fighting. Let's be honest. People are fighting. Stellar comes in, Flame, Sword, Accelerate. I think Lucid comes out with another, just jumps in. Bigger issue to take. Starting weapons are relative to each other. Much bigger issues to take over. Wouldn't mind seeing the BR and other equivalents being changed out different seasons to spice things up. So maybe have the battle rifle one season, maybe have the battle rifle another season, maybe mix things up. However it is that you want to do it. I find that to be interesting, you know, season to season. Either way, what I'm curious about is, what do you guys think versus the battle rifle? and the DMR. Let me know in the comments down below. And then the final topic is going to be, what if you could choose between the two? Assuming they're well balanced. One might be better in some situation, the other would be better in other situations, but it largely evens out. So loadouts. We saw this in Halo 4, and obviously Halo 4 wasn't the greatest game in the world, or it's other. I think it's the greatest Halo of all time. But is that the answer? Is the answer to maybe? I mean, this is kind of crazy, to maybe split to two. You know, I know a lot of mouse and keyboard players, they want a single shot weapon. You know, maybe players that don't have the best of shots but have a different type of play style that can be lucrative to the BR. Maybe they have. Maybe you start seeing a 2-and-2 run. You know, kind of like Call of Duty. You know, you need subs, some machine gun players, and then you need assault rifle players. Maybe a team will need 2 DMR players and 2 BR players, or something like this. This can get dicey. This can get confused. This can get crazy. This might just be crazy enough to work. Maybe the answer is to split it and have loadouts. And I don't know how you guys feel about that. I think it's really interesting. I would love to see it play tested in like scrims or with the competitive insights team, or maybe a combination of the two, and see exactly what people think. But maybe, just maybe, this is the answer. Maybe we need to split it up and just think about how that would change the dynamic of teams and strategies and mechanics. You know what? Let me know what you guys think about that as well. And that's going to be your HCS Weekly Report. A little bit crazy. If you like this kind of content, always make sure you drop a like down below, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. Any type of engagement is really good for the algorithm on YouTube. So the more you guys engage, the better the video gets pushed, and the more you make me happy. And don't you want to see a big smile on my face? Come on now. Thank you guys so much. Peace out.